Hey guys, it's the Environmentalist, back with another video, and we're going to go talk to the head of middle school about what she thinks on plastics.
What do you think about plastic pollution?
I think that it's very detrimental to the environment. I think it's detrimental to just our ecosystems and the animals, and I think that we need to find another solution.
Well, and how many times a day do you use plastic?
Oh gosh, it's not good, you guys. Well, if I had another option, I would choose something different. And perhaps, I need to look more into that. But I would say I at least use plastic 2 to 3 times a day.
Okay, have you ever thought about switching to like metal straws, metal cups?
I don't even use straws.
Paper straws, paper cups.
Don't even use straws. Paper cups, yes.
And then forks?
Yeah, how about silverware? Like, you ever thought about?
I use silverware. I think where I use the plastic most is with my
drinks, right?
Drinks.
Yeah.
And my Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
All my Tupperware is glass. I don't use much plastic, like flat, like forks and stuff like that. I don't really use that. But there's still opportunity to do away with the plastic and sometimes every now and then I have a water bottle like on my desk. It's plastic.
Well, thank you. What do you think about plastic pollution?
I think it's a plague that we have to find a solution to it. We're killing our oceans, we're killing our waterways, we're killing our the animals, and as a result, we're killing ourselves.
Yeah.
Is that strong enough for you?
Yeah.
About how many times a day do you use plastic? Like like bottles,
That's
forks?
again a great question. You know what? I realized yesterday that I don't bring my own bag to the store. That's where I use most of the plastic. I don't use plastic water bottles. So the plastic that I do use, it's packaging, which is a problem. But that's that's the way you buy it. Now again, if I buy fruits and vegetables over at Sprouts, I'll never put them in a separate bag. Like I just buy them and then they'll put them in. But I got to do a better job of bringing my your own cloth bags to the store. That's one of my resolutions now, is to make sure I bring that in, so I'm not using plastic bags.
And have you ever thought of transitioning from like plasticware, from things like silverware, and like plastic straws from paper straws?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, sit down, both of you.
All right.
So let me interview you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So, why are you doing this?
So in English we were doing a project-based learning kind of thing, and everybody was to choose a topic to like create a presentation on, like create a video or create a slideshow or a short story or things like that. And we just thought that would be like a good, environmentalism would be a good topic.
All right, good. And so why plastic, and in particular plastic straws? Because yours was a leading question at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about getting rid of plastic utensils and plastic straws?
It definitely, I think we just thought about that because we thought it would definitely help the environmentalists, or the plastic pollution around the US, because that's like one of the most used plastic things.
Okay, good.
And I think we should be able to, like, really it's just laziness. Like, you can go and get, like you said, a cloth bag to get your groceries. Like, it's not that hard. And now I think it was at Smith's the other day, they're giving out like cloth bags instead of using the plastic bags, and I think that will help the environment. And another thing I saw in the news, I'm gonna look more into it like today on our research, but they are doing the city is trying to take out plastic.
Good.
So, yeah, that's
We're a little behind. I think that Santa Fe has done it, but when I went home to my hometown, Hamilton, Ontario, up in Canada, if you get plastic bags, you have to pay for them.
Yeah, pay.
And so everybody brings their own, and it's just part of what you do now. You get out of the car and you grab your bags to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's just habit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just habit. And because of and you said laziness,
Yep.
it's just we're not into the habit of doing it. And as a result, we're killing animals, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I lived in the Caribbean for 9 years, and I used to love to go down the shoreline that was not well populated, but it was a place where I used to fish. And it just got sad because the plastic, and the plastic wasn't coming from shore, the plastic was coming from the sea, right? And washing up. And it was tons of it. So I'm glad that you're doing that. So if you could make one change at the school today, what would it be?
Probably probably, you know, either the cups or the straws, because they're used so often at Sandia Prep. People get Arnold Palmer's and Gatorades every day, but it's such a, like Jaden said, it's laziness. It's such an easy transition to just to plastic.
Even like
to metal.
forks, like there's the metal forks, metal spoons, metal knives.
So let's get rid of the plastic utensils. Let's get rid of those plastic cups, or at least get something that's a biodegradable thing, right?
Yeah.
And let's get rid of the plastic straws. Is that your suggestion?
Yep.
All right, good.
And we were gonna we were thinking of presenting a petition on Friday to like see how many people are for changing, because I've heard a lot of
That's really a survey. I'd do a survey.
a survey.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And I'm going to tell you why. Can I speak very frankly to
Yeah,
you? Petitions, I'm not a big fan of petitions, you know, because people will sign petitions without really thinking about
Yeah,
it.
just to do it. Yep.
Just to do it. Then, you know, oh yeah, sounds like a good idea. And they'll sign things, and then when it makes it sound like the majority is always right, and they're not always right. What if somebody signed a petition that said, let's bring plastic back, and everybody signed it, right?
Yeah.
You say, well, you know, the majority wants it. It's a survey, and then the administration and in discussions with other people look at that survey and say, this is a piece of data that we need, and based on this data, just like the data would be, you know, what's the cost effectiveness, and what's the implication on the environment, and what do students want? All these different pieces of data, then we use and say, okay, this is the decision we're going to make. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
but
good point.
petitions, be careful with petitions in your life, because again, it assumes that the masses are correct.
Yeah.
And history tells us, in many different places, the masses aren't necessarily correct. Okay, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
a very
good.
good point. Thank you.
Hey, you guys do a very good interview, well done,
Thank you.
and peace. All right.
What do you think about plastic pollution?
I think that it's a tragedy that the generation before us has polluted the ocean and the earth to the point where it's causing global warming and irreversible effects to the environment.
So about how many times do you use plastic forks a day, like bottles, Gatorades, water bottles, anything?
Probably twice, 3 times a day.
Have you ever thought about transitioning from, say, plastic silverware and straws to paper straws and metal silverware?
I know that California is doing the paper straw thing, and I went there, and paper straws, they suck.
What do you think about plastic pollution?
What do you mean? In oceans or like?
The pollution that plastic causes is in the plastic trash that builds up on landmarks like Mount Everest, all the plastic that's filtered to the oceans, and how it's
I mean,
harming the
think
environment.
It's horrible, and I don't think there's an easy solution for it. I mean, there's recycling, but there's not much else.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so have you ever thought of transitioning from plastic straws to paper straws, or
yeah.
from plastic silverware products to metal products?
Yeah, 100%. I don't really use too much plastic.
Okay, so
Nice.
about how many times of the day do you use plastic? Do you think bottles, forks, straws?
If I eat lunch here, I'll use a plastic fork. That's pretty much it.
No Gatorades, no
I don't drink that
teas.
stuff.
All right.
Thank you.